That's All Studios at the Avenue. Alongside Greg Scalzo, Alex Strouf, and Kyle Wallace, here's Good Karma Brands founder and CEO Craig Karmazin.
And happy Mother's Day, Wisconsin and beyond. It is one of those wild Sundays that you hope you don't care about, but you do. Welcome back after 10 years to the NBA Draft Lottery, everybody.
All right.
Welcome back.
Big day. Big day.
Not since 2016.
Yeah, great teams have been in the lottery before and then bounced back.
Many great teams are in the lottery every year. Do you know who's in the lottery this year? The Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
Golden
Golden State Warriors.
I don't know if they're a great team, but yeah.
They own their draft pick this year?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Do you know who's representing the Golden State Warriors at the draft? He represented the Milwaukee Bucks when the Bucks got the first pick of the draft.
I got nothing.
Who and Andrew Bogut?
Yes, it was when
Andrew Bogut?
It was when Andrew Bogut was selected, who represented the Bucks that year.
It was before John Hammond.
It was the Bucks general manager at the time.
So it was Larry, his dad. I can't remember his last name.
Larry Harris.
Harris.
Isn't that interesting that, like, people are that superstitious that I guess since he's gotten a number one pick before, I mean, I would assume that's why Larry Harris is the Golden State Warriors representative.
Who's the Bucks rep? Do we know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we know their superstitions, so who do you think the Bucks would have?
Well, I would hope Giannis, but I assume that's not the answer.
No. I mean, who was the last person to get the Bucks a lottery pick? A top, to win the lottery.
To win the lottery?
Yeah. I'm saying to get winning the lottery is getting one of the top four picks,
So,
right?
well, I guess
Jabari
Jabari
Parker?
Jabari Parker won the lottery.
No, he was the player drafted.
Oh, so who's the person that was there?
It's
when
not
we
like
got it?
Andrew Bogut, who was a Golden State Warrior.
Oh,
He's not there
I'm
for
trying
the
to-
Golden State Warriors.
because that was
It's
before
Larry
I don't
Harris.
remember.
That was before the new ownership group took over, though.
It actually was not.
Oh, so was it Mallory Edens?
It was Mallory Edens.
Oh.
And Mallory Edens will be representing the Bucks again today.
All
Very
right.
nice. Very nice.
All right.
Running it back to try to win the lottery. It's bizarre how superstitious. Like Larry Harris for Golden State, Mallory Edens for the Bucks.
Different. Again, she was in her 20s at the time.
No, she was in her teens at
Yeah,
the
she was
time.
younger.
Oh,
than that.
my gosh. That's even crazier. Life has changed.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I was a different young man. I was a different young man back in 2024. Or 2026.
2024.
2026. No, that was.
It is 2026.
Wait. So it's been more than a decade since we.
That was
Oh, yeah.
2014.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because
12 years ago.
I remember I went to Brazil that summer when we. Yeah, I was in Brazil.
I don't want to know what happened in Brazil.
I kind of do.
The one I don't understand. Okay, so who do you think is representing the Brooklyn Nets? It is the NBA player before LeBron, who was probably associated with playing deep into his age.
Vince Carter?
Yes.
Yeah.
VC. He played for the
Why
Nets
the
a
Nets?
long time. He played for the New Jersey Nets. He never played for the Brooklyn Nets.
I
right?
guess he was deeply associated with the New Jersey
Man,
Nets.
look,
That's fair.
that team. I was just talking about
Yeah,
that
with
team
J.
before.
Kidd and-
Yeah,
and
Richard Jefferson,
Jefferson,
Kenyon
all that.
Martin. Like, yeah,
All right, who do you think's Charlotte?
Oh,
Kemba?
is it an old time player or?
No, think more recent lottery.
Oh, so
Khan?
Con, yes. Con.
K2.
K2 representing. How about the Bulls?
They don't
What
even
a-
have
what a mess.
Do
Okay.
they even have
What a
a staff
mess.
right
So
now?
the Bulls, it is
It ain't MJ.
it's probably the player who you'd most associate with between the two Jordan three-peats.
Between Jordan three-peats?
Yeah. And I'm
Scottie
not saying
Pippen.
he wasn't part of it. No. Yeah, but between. He was not part of the first set of three.
The second set of three was
International player, Milwaukee Buck.
Kukoc.
Yes,
Tony
Tony
Kukoc.
Kukoc, yes. All right, how about Indiana Pacer, current player?
Current
Tyrese?
Tyrese Halliburton.
Nope. Another point guard.
Oh, the Nimhard or whatever.
Nope.
Point guard for the team.
Yep.
Who's their other point guard? Oh, the white guy.
McConnell?
Yes,
Yeah.
TJ McConnell
Yeah.
representing the Pacers.
Yeah. Look at this. We're playing. This is a fun guessing
Speaking
game.
of point guards, who you got for the Utah Jazz?
Oh, is it yeah, no, he's not on the team
Stockton?
anymore.
Nope.
No.
Current point guard.
Current point guard.
They traded the one out.
I would assume it's not Dante Exum. Is he still in the league?
No.
Their current
He was a
point
lottery
guard.
pick,
Their
though,
current
wasn't
point
he?
guard. He's a big-time player. Come on.
No, the current point guard's not the guy who played for the Spurs, right?
Is he a
In the
rookie?
San
He just-
Antonio.
Second year?
Who is their current?
What's his name?
I couldn't.
I'm blanking on it.
You got me on that.
Keontae George.
Yes.
Keontae George. Yeah, I wasn't gonna get
Speaking
it.
of point guards, how about the Washington Wizards? Point guard you'd most associate with the squad, I believe.
John Wall.
Yes.
Talk about somebody who got paid very well to unfortunate injuries. Oh,
Miami Heat.
Pat Riley.
Former player also.
Mario Chalmers.
Pre LeBron era.
So not Dwayne Wade?
I guess you could argue he'd be pre LeBron, but Dwayne Wade's an owner of the Utah Jazz, so I don't think he would
Fair.
he would represent with the Heat.
Okay, so pre-LeBron, but not pre-Wade. He played with Wade?
No, pre Wade.
Oh,
well, he
was
played,
it
Yeah, pre Wade.
his son? Did his son play in the NBA?
Nope.
Point guard pre Wade.
But he was with Tim Hardaway.
Oh.
Who was their point guard?
No, not a point guard. This isn't a
Oh,
point
it's
guard.
Alonzo Mourning?
Alonzo?
Yeah, it's Alonzo,
Oh,
yeah.
Zoe, Big Zoe.
I was stuck on the guard thing. Okay, got it.
Okay, yeah, I was halfway listening because I was answering on phone here.
All right, we're getting toward the end. Dallas Mavericks 2 guard. Back in the day, he was Derek Harper was running point, and he was the 2 guard.
Oh, I don't know.
Initials RB.
I got nothing.
Let's see if I know Kyle's doing some other work back there. Not surprisingly. How about Memphis Grizzlies? He was a champion with the Detroit Pistons, and he has the same initials as a Milwaukee Buck, including the last name.
Well, that is... what kind of hint is that? Okay.
All right, Kyle.
Kyle, I need
Kyle,
you.
Okay, sorry, I was
needs you on 2. He
You
needs you on
I'm
2.
struggling today.
He needs you on Dallas Maverick 2 guard who played with Derek Harper with the initials RB.
Rodney Buford,
No.
RB,
Yeah.
Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
Played with Derek Harper.
Derek Harper was the point. This guy was running 2.
This is how RB.
800
This is like in the 90s, isn't it?
800 990
nothing.
ESPN. It's 800 990 3776 if you could help Kyle and Strouf out. And then we got to Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
This guy was a champion with the Detroit Pistons. And he
Tayshaun Prince.
Yes.
Oh.
Nice.
See, yeah, I I'm a little bit older, so
Yep.
that RB, I'm like, ooh, because I was a huge fan of the Mavericks when Dirk got there. So in like the early 2000s, when they had Michael Finley, they had Sean Marion, they had Rafe LaFrance. Like that's the squad I know. But
There's only a few left. Speaking of Rafe LaFrance, who you got from the Oklahoma City Thunder? He's known as a long-term Thunder guy.
Oh,
Nick Collison.
Yes.
Mr. Thunder.
He's
Yes.
still in the league. Is he still in the league?
No.
No.
Oh, let's say, goodness gracious.
He retired a few years
Him
back.
and Kirk Heinrich somehow had really long careers.
Well done there. Sacramento Kings, I don't know if that's even, I mean, I guess it is guessable for you guys. Sacramento Kings is an executive who,
What do you know about the Kings front office, Kyle?
Is Vivek still the owner?
no, I'm not
Vlade
sure
Divac?
what his actual title
Divac.
is.
Vlade was.
I
an executive
think
for
he
him
is
for a
the
while.
GM. He is
Yeah.
officially the GM now of the Kings.
And he's an executive.
Yeah.
And he used to play.
No, his name's Scott Perry.
Okay.
He's the GM of the Sacramento Kings.
I heard of Scott Perry, but probably not him.
All right, you are down. All right, we're down to one last player, the Dallas Mavericks. What?
Cooper?
Okay. All right. If I can't, can I read what? Who's on the line?
So, all right. Can you see the screen? I was told the call screener was messed up.
There's nothing on the call screen.
Okay,
here.
so I'll let you know who it is.
Yeah.
Salas in Mississippi.
Who? Salas?
In Mississippi wants to talk Bucks.
Salas?
Salas, yes.
Salas?
It took me a couple times to
Okay.
get an understanding.
Love to talk to Salas. What's up, Salas?
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm Derek Lee from Dallas, Mississippi, and I want to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah. What do you got?
Talk about Giannis. I want to talk about Giannis. and hopefully he might come back for the Bucks and stay with the team next season.
Yeah, is that what? Do you think that's going to happen, or are you just hopeful on that one?
Well, there's hope it's going to happen next season if he comes back.
Yeah.
All right. Craig, you think he's going to be back, or are you not? I mean, yeah, you can say what you think. That's what you do on a radio show. Or you hope. What you hope.
I could say that I hope that he is back, and I hope that he does what he wants for him and his family, and I hope that it works for the Bucks. And
did you hear what he said?
Are you talking about the thing with the guy?
Yeah, we don't. It's not a lot
too
of
much
yeah,
into that.
because you don't know what he asked.
Right, you don't
know.
know.
He could have been talking about anything.
Right.
Hey, why didn't you sign with Jordan Brand? They don't want me, bro.
Right, and by the way, he could have been talking about Bucks ownership not wanting him, but he could have been joking. Like
that's true. Yeah, I hope he wasn't talking about. I don't joke like that. Right now, not the time to play with my heart.
I'm saying, and then obviously the fact that you could see Giannis then sees that the guy's recording and his facial expression changed a little bit in that video. I mean, I really hope that Giannis, is back. I hope that today goes really well from a lottery standpoint. I believe this team has a lot. I know it's easy to look at what this team didn't have this year, but I think this team has a lot, and that means that a lot that could both be used for this team or could be used as assets to put around Giannis and this team. So I hope, I would want nothing more than Giannis to come out and say, hey, I've noticed that there were interviews where the team said either I need to sign the Supermax or I'll be traded. Well, just so you know, I know they can't legally offer me the Supermax yet, and I can't legally accept it, but I want to be here my whole career, so I obviously am going to take the Supermax if they offer it. So we can put this to bed, and we're moving on. And I hope the team wants me because I want to be here.
I love if everybody would say that. Can I just be honest with you, Ro?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the full press conference, but I really felt like the press conference should have been more focused on like Taylor Jenkins and the team, and not so much having the GM and having the owner talk about Giannis. Like I understand people ask a question, and I think you can always deflect and say, "Hey, we're here to focus on Taylor Jenkins in the future. Giannis is under contract with the Milwaukee Bucks, and we expect Giannis to be here." Like Josh Glessing, he didn't come in here, but he went on with 620 WTMJ, and he kind of gave a direct answer, like, "Hey, he's on the roster." Though it may have rubbed some people the wrong way, but it was like, "Hey, he's on the roster, and so we're moving forward with him." We should just keep it that vanilla. Just keep it that vanilla. You don't have to give people answers. I just prefer for us to celebrate Taylor Jenkins because I think it's a home run hire. Regardless if Giannis is here or not, it was a home run hire, and I think that should have been the main focus and redirecting some of the questions to say, hey, we're here to celebrate Taylor.
Right.
I agree with your point on the hire. I guess the thing I struggle with in terms of the introduction is he accepted two different jobs, right? He accepted a job of either a team that needs to figure out what life after Giannis is, or he's coaching a team that needs to compete for a championship now with Giannis. And that's the hard part. So obviously the questions were going to be asked, Kyle. I guess I don't understand your gripe on that.
It's good to ask the questions, but I'm saying the response, you don't have to be forthcoming with people. You can just say.
Agreed, but you don't think that would have deflected from the press conference if like literally everything is like, well, we're not here to answer this.
Right.
We're not going to talk about this. I feel like that
he's on the roster.
I'm saying, but that might have felt like a little.
I guess it's a lose situation. But I really feel like all the cuts and all the clips weren't about Taylor Jenkins, who literally took that Memphis squad and took some young players and made them really good. Did they make it to a Western Conference final or was it semifinal?
No, I believe they won one round.
Well, still, he got that team to be very good. Like, they were a good team, and so I would rather prefer us talking about how Taylor Jenkins is going to take over this team and potentially do something great, and how we got, for me, I think a guy that can be a coach for 7 to 10 seasons with the Bucks, regardless of what the ups and downs. I really believe that if we don't have Giannis, I think he's a guy that can turn us around 5 years from now. So that's why I love the hire, and I feel like instead of us talking about Taylor Jenkins, we were talking about Giannis.
Yep. They beat Minnesota in the 22 playoffs.
So they only made
lost
it to
to Golden State in the
semifinals.
semifinals. Correct.
Yeah, in which they played great in that series, and then they lost that next year when more was expected of them. They lost to the Lakers that year. That was like the Dylan Brooks, and they kind of started to break up, the team there, and obviously with Ja Morant, things didn't go the way they wanted. So, all right, we have a lot to get into today. We ran through the draft lottery, except we didn't get RB.
It wasn't Reggie Bullock.
Nope.
No, because that was way after him. I'm trying to think about RB. Where else did this RB play at?
I mean, he's
a legend.
Yeah, I mean, he played for the Knicks, but he was a Mavericks. Like, I bet you his jersey's retired.
For the Mavericks?
I would think
the Mavericks
so.
were so bad when I was a child and in the night when the Mavericks came into the league.
Yeah,
in the
now
90s.
this is
So
80s.
I should know this, what you're
80s, he
saying.
was legit.
Oh, but that was before when did the Mavericks come into the NBA? The late 80s, early 90s?
No.
The Mavericks haven't been around since the 70s.
His jersey was retired on March 11, 2000
Oh, come on now, Craig.
by the Mavericks.
In March 11, 2000, I was 9.
I was in diapers.
One of 4 players retired by the Mavericks.
And I could name Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash.
Steve Nash barely played on the Mavericks. They're not retiring his jersey.
Okay, Dirk Nowitzki, Michael Finley. Did he get his jersey retired?
No.
He didn't?
No.
Oh, who the
No,
hell?
he did.
Whose jersey are they retiring then? Definitely not Jason Terry. Who is it?
RB? I got nothing.
His nickname was, his shortened version of his first name was Roe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, Kyle identifies as his last name.
Roe Black? Roe something Black. I don't know. I don't know who this is. I legitimately don't know. Craig, this must be one of those players that was really, really good in the 80s that I just don't know. Listen, only thing I know about the 80s is in NBA.
Four-time All-Star,
Yeah.
19.2 points a game throughout the 80s.
He was hooping.
He was kind of like the Chris Middleton of the Mavericks.
wow.
He had the
High
same.
praise.
He was same jersey number 22.
Nah, I wouldn't get. I've never.
He actually kind of has a Chris Middleton feel. He was shorter than Chris.
Yeah, Craig. If you asking me about the 80s, what I know about the 80s is I know about the fact that the Pistons were good, and then they finally won their championship. In the early 90s? I know that the Showtime Lakers were great. I know even the Milwaukee Bucks were really good in the 80s.
Yep.
We just couldn't get past the Celtics. I don't know much about the 80s.
Rolando,
Black.
man.
Rolando, man.
No,
Oh.
no.
I was last name was
Blackman.
Black. Blackman.
Yes.
Rolando Blackman.
Yeah, there you
Rolando
go.
Blackman.
Man.
Black man.
maybe
Do
I-
you
maybe-
identify as a black man?
I do.
No?
Maybe I heard of him, but I don't. Craig, I
Ro
don't know.
Blackman? Come on now.
Yeah, Craig. I'm sorry, man. He's not a legend.
I've never heard of that man.
This is who they got. I wonder. Well, my assumption is that people in Dallas would know who he is.
Yeah,
But,
of course. Yeah, any NBA fan would know Rolando Blackman.
I can promise you, especially these NBA fans nowadays, they barely know. These kids who didn't get to see Jordan play.
And
that
then
we
the
lied about
Atlanta
Greg
Hawks
Jordan.
also have their new general manager, Ansei Sala. So it is Vince Carter, Nets, Con Kniffel, Tony Kukoc, Rolando Blackman, Larry Harris, TJ McConnell, Tayshaun Prince, Alonzo Mourning, Nick Collison, Scott Perry, Keontae George, John Wall, and then representing the Bucks is Mallory Edens, who brought home the number 2 pick in 2014 for Jabari Parker. All right, we got a lot more, including I will explain the actual Bucks odds and how the lottery works for the Milwaukee Bucks when we continue. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yingling Guest Hotline. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yingling Guest Hotline.
He's Adam Schefter.
But it's hard to argue with what he's doing. He's playing at an elite level right now.
The Yingling Guest Hotline on ESPN Wisconsin.
They're winning games. He's playing great football. I think every time he does that, he wins over more and more people.
Yingling, now officially in Wisconsin. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
2026 Brewers Group tickets are on sale now, and planning your next event at American Family Field has never been easier. Whether it's a company outing, family reunion, or night out with friends, bring your group of 15 or more to the ballpark and enjoy up to 25% off single game tickets with no service fees. All Brewers home games are available now. Start planning today, and a Brewers Group ticket rep will handle the rest. But hurry, tickets are moving fast. Plan your 2026 outing at brewers.com/groups.
You ever notice how pain slowly stops being something you have and starts feeling like something you are? That's not how it's supposed to be, and it doesn't have to stay that way. Hey, it's Ben Brust, and there's a team right here in Mequon and Greenfield. Dr. Caravelli and QC Kinetics are helping people break out of that cycle and get back to living life on their terms. If you're dealing with joint pain from arthritis or injury in your knees, hips, or shoulders, they're helping patients get back to moving, sleeping, golfing, running without surgeries or long recoveries. And people who thought they were out of options are finally seeing a path forward. This isn't guesswork. The science is real. The treatments are natural. QC Kinetics works with your body, giving it the tools it needs to heal itself. So picture this, getting through your day without mapping out places to sit, or avoiding stairs altogether, or passing on plans because of pain. Because the longer inflammation lingers, the more damage it can do. Don't wait on this. Take the first step now, and it won't cost you anything to get started. Call QC Kinetics today. 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
You've already put in the work. Now there's a way to make it count towards your degree. At Lakeland University, your work and life experience can earn you college credit, helping you finish faster, saving time and money. With flexible evening and online classes, plus multiple start dates, Lakeland fits your life. Study 100% online at one of our 6 locations across Wisconsin or on our residential campus in Sheboygan County. Customize your degree to fit your life, your goals, your future, without missing the moments that matter, at work or at home. Your experience matters here. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group, with over 40 years of experience saving businesses money. I want to speak to you small business owners and make a bold statement. I will bet you our team can put at least $25,000 in your pocket. Yes, you heard right, $25,000. We work closely with small businesses to help them use tax strategies and develop processes and procedures to make their business generate cash to keep in their pocket. My team and I have saved clients thousands of dollars by using our knowledge and experience to develop strategies tailored to your business. Would you like to see if you can do it? Your only cost is 33 minutes of your time. That's right, just 33 minutes, and who knows how much you can pocket. Remember, you earned it, we help you keep it. Call us at 414-325-2040 and ask the $25,000 question. That's 414-325-2040, or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's Neal group.net.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle, you made it to the Milwaukee Brewers game, American Family Field last night. What a night it was out there.
Never doubted my Brewers. Never doubted my Brewers in that game. When Rake Bowers hit the home run, actually we moved into the ex-golf area, so we're sitting in there, and I was slapping hands with folks, and Rake Bowers crushed it. And then the Brewers just find a way to keep chipping away. They're just so good.
So you're 1-0 on the year.
I am 1-0 the year.
Good for you.
Yeah, a great comeback by the Brew Crew, baby.
I mean, they were helped a little bit by Aaron Boone, wouldn't you say?
What, did he not challenge something?
No, I'm kidding. I'm saying that Cam Schlitter came out of the game.
Oh, yeah, when as soon as he came up, that's when the Brewers were able to wake up
No,
a
and he
little
threw
bit.
97 pitches, so, I mean, I don't think in a regular season game you're thinking that, Boone should be sending him out for the 7th inning, but it was kind of wild. I mean, the Brewers, it was like Miz the night before, right? Like he was electric, he was unhittable. He wasn't throwing 103, 104 like Miz was. I was out there Friday night also. That first inning by Miz on Friday night. I mean, have you guys did you rewatch it or did you see the first inning?
So I saw highlights of, did he have 10 pitches of 100 or the first couple pitches were like 103 or higher?
Yeah, but it was 103. I mean, the first 8 pitches were strikes. And so he was 1 pitch away from a perfect inning where it was just strike, strike, strikeout, strike, strike, strikeout, strike, strike. And then Aaron Judge took a pitch that was just off the strike zone.
That's what happened.
It would have been 9 pitches, and then Judge lined out to right field on the 10th pitch. But that just started it, and Miz was unbelievable.
Craig, you know what I love about it is Pat Murphy said after the game, he said the kid wants to be great. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about it on Kyle and Brust is how, like, because the line was like 7.5 strikeouts. And we were like, whew, it seems like a lot, but, like, it's the Miz. Like, you never know what he can do, especially coming off, he came out because a little tweak of the hamstring that he had. It was cramps, they said. Dude, when has he not rose to the occasion? Like, when it was going against Paul Skeens, rose to the occasion. In the playoffs, after allowing the home run, he settled in. Like, the kid is –
well, not just after allowing the home run, after, like, seemingly collapsing down the stretch of the season, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there was deep – I mean, let's not remember. I mean, Kyle was on the air saying don't even have the guy on the postseason roster. I actually don't know if he said that. But a lot of people were saying that.
That was a debate.
Yeah,
it was a big debate last
year. It was a
year.
legit debate going into that Cubs series.
And he was terrific in the
should he be on the postseason roster? Yeah. Like that's how disappointing this end of his season was, including some games against the Reds, right? Like where he just wasn't good. And so for him to be back to where he is, and for him to do it also, because it seemed almost in the playoffs like he really needed to lean into some of the off-speed pitch because, like, had Peel figured out his speed? Like, I guess when he's throwing that 100, 300, 4, especially first time around the lineup, he's just blowing people away. And Schlitter was doing the same yesterday, and that's why last night's win, Kyle, I agree. Like, it almost felt like it meant more than Friday night's win because it was back to the gutty, gritty Brewers who are not out of any game, who were silent for 6 straight innings. And then, as you said, Bauer's home run woke the place up, scrapped for the run in the 8th inning, and then needed 2.
Applied pressure in the 10th inning as well.
Well, it's funny you say that because, again, it's like, is part of the Brewers' equation that the other team just makes dumb decisions and fields poorly? Because that was a big part of the long winning streaks last year, and that seemingly came back at the most opportune time for the Brewers last night.
It must be something that the Brewers get into, but you're right because the Brewers, they got down in the top of the 10th inning and they find a way to grind it back. Like it's just again, the Brewers play fundamentally sound baseball and they just find a way to win. That's the thing that makes it so fun. Like it's so different going to a Brewers game now than what it was a decade ago when you didn't really have an identity, and now the Brewers have an absolute identity. So I know I talk about Craig Counsell and how mad I am about how things were, but I'm happy now because we have Pat Murphy, but him. And also, as Homer will call him, Harvard, David Stearns, they really created a formula that has been continued on with this organization now of how to be successful and how to build a franchise.
Another piece of this, though, is it is so crucial and important to have Jackson Chourio back in the fold.
Yeah,
he has been absolutely phenomenal since returning last week. And, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. The goal was just to stay afloat through April, right? You're waiting on Chourio. You're waiting on some of these guys to come back from the IL. And they stayed afloat, and now they're going for a sweep today.
Staying afloat is typically like early in the year playing 500. You almost couldn't afford to do that with how good this division is, right?
Ridiculous.
Like, if they were playing 500, like right now, if they were 20-20, they'd be 7 games behind the Cubs. So instead, 4.5 behind the Cubs, just 1 behind the Cardinals in 3rd place, and right there in the wild card slot. I think with last night's win, the Brewers are a half game ahead of the Pirates for the last wild card position in the National League.
They'd be in first place of the AL West and the AL Central.
Yeah.
And they're in 3rd in the NL Central.
It's crazy.
It is unreal that every team, even this deep into the season, I mean, it's not super deep, but I mean, you don't typically have every team above 500. Like every team is above 500. So
not this long into the season.
Yeah, no. Usually you got at least one bad team. Every team in the NL Central currently is good, but they'll play each other and things.
And the crazy thing is, I was looking at it. If you look at the last place team in every division, they have either 15 or 17 wins. Right? That's like
so that's some good parity in baseball.
Except in the National League Central, where the last place team has 21 wins.
Yeah, but still,
I'm saying it's the one. It is the one division that is off from the rest. So the Brewers have had to be, better than 500, and that is what they've been. And to then do it against the top team in the American League the first 2 nights at American Family Field is huge. And a team that they got off to an awful start against last year. And so if they can come out today and find a way to win, Henderson looked great, when he came out last game, right?
This is what, for me, watching Mizorowski, watching Kyle Harrison, watching Chad Patrick yesterday, seeing all the development of these young guys.
Patrick was dealing.
This to me, again, I don't think the Brewers are going to win a World Series this year, but being able to find a pitching staff for the next 3 to 5 years is going to be so essential when you have all those young bats come up, when the Brewers actually have a legitimate shot to catch lightning in a bottle and win a World Series.
So what's going to hold them back this year?
We had T Plus who joined us on Friday, and he said the biggest thing the Brewers don't have that they had a couple years ago is that big bopper bat. They don't have that big bat. They don't have They don't have Ryan Braun. They don't have Prince Fielder. They don't have a hitter in the lineup, and maybe Jackson Churro turns into that. I don't know. I mean, 30 home runs, maybe. We'll see. He missed the first month of the season. But they don't have that bat that, puts fear in the other side. Like, you can hit a home run at any time. They don't.
Is that
that's the one
really, like, the difference? Like, one bat?
Last year the Brewers would have one bat. We're depending on Andrew Vaughn to be that one bat. Like,
I know, but I'm saying
that's true.
I feel like you maybe needed 3 or 4 bats that weren't there in the Dodgers series.
In the Dodgers series, it was.
I'm saying,
when Ohtani does that,
I feel like it's
much.
And Ohtani wasn't hitting early in the series. Like, that's why I think the Brewers equation isn't that far off. You just need to be able to hit against the highest quality pitching, because we saw what happened last year when you got to that and the Brewers were overmatched.
But great bats, typically, you saw with the Blue Jays who have some really good bats, and their star and Vlad Guerrero Jr., their big bats rose to the occasion. And the Brewers, it seems like Christian Yelich is beyond that point in his career. He struggles in the playoffs right now. But that's the biggest thing that the Brewers are really missing is that legendary bat that Jackson Churro is probably going to turn into, but at 21, I think he is this season. Still maybe too early.
All right, Jason Wilde joining us?
Yeah.
All right, he's next. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Golf with the greats this June 5th and 6th at the Lombardi Golf Classic. This is your chance to golf alongside sports stars like Jared Aberderis, Brandon Jennings, Jonathan Lucroy, and Derek Watt, while supporting cancer research and treatment through the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation. Each foursome golfs a Friday practice round and enjoys the golf gala that evening, then competes in the 18-hole tournament on Saturday with a celebrity partner. Learn more and sign up at lombardifoundation.org. That's lombardifoundation.org.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. When it comes to a home mortgage, we understand you want a simple, stress-free process, great service, and a loan you can feel good about. And for 90 years, that's exactly how we've been doing things at Great Midwest Bank. So if you're thinking about buying, building, renovating, or refinancing, get started at greatmidwestbank.com to find a knowledgeable loan officer and get the peace of mind you deserve. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Looking to score big on style for your home without breaking the bank? Then don't miss the IKEA Sidewalk Sale happening May 8th through the 25th at IKEA Oak Creek. We're clearing out closeouts and overstocks and even putting some of your all-time favorite lines, including Billy, Trofast, and others on sale at serious discounts. And the best part, new items are being added throughout the sale. That means every visit is a brand new treasure hunt. You never know what you'll find next. So visit IKEA Oak Creek often and get ready to discover something amazing at the IKEA Sidewalk Sale May 8th through the 25th.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Your local bar could be your ticket to a global stage. Michelob Ultra's Soccer Shootout is giving fans the chance to win tickets to the FIFA World Cup 26 at Spanky's in Waterford on Saturday, May 16th, starting at 11 a.m. Also enjoy Michelob Ultra at Stenny's North Shore, Elbow Room Cedarburg, and Moran South Milwaukee. Your neighborhood, your shot at the world's biggest game. Play for the chance to witness history. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21+. Void where prohibited.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strouf. A couple of months ago, I knew one thing for sure. I had the girl. What I didn't know was what came next. Luckily, a friend of mine told me about the team at Robert Hack Diamonds and the job they do, getting you from knowing you have the girl to down on one knee. I had never been through this process before buying an engagement ring. I had an idea of what she wanted. She'd sent me pictures of some hints and some ideas, but I wanted it to be special and different, and that's where Robert Hack Diamonds came in. They created my fiance's dream ring, and it made that moment, that yes, that much more special. So if you, like me, know you've got the girl, but don't really know what comes next, go see the team at Robert Hack Diamonds. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 1 in Greenfield, where I went, and 2 in Brookfield, north and south. Their custom jewelry is made on site, lab-grown options, natural diamond options, and all the in-betweens. Stop in today or visit them online, roberthackdiamonds.com. That's Robert Hack, H-A-A-C-K, diamonds.com. And after you get that yes, like me, you'll say, heck yeah, thanks to Robert Hack Diamonds.
Homer here for Window Nation. Those hot summer days will be here soon. Don't wait until the heat hits to try and avoid high energy bills. Upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine new energy efficient windows and getting half of them free. Plus, you could even get no money down and no monthly payments or interest for 2 years. As a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, ask how you could score a pair of Brewers tickets. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com now.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Hey, it's Brian Balaga. Find the Homer Hour on the ESPN Wisconsin app today.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Continuing on Sunday Karma, where we wish Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. To all those who have mothers, as it is a special Sunday of the year and always special when we have the opportunity to talk with Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason.
Having met your mom, Craig, I know she's one of the GOATs, so happy Mother's Day to her and all other moms that are out there as well.
She should have popped into the studio just to hear that.
Oh, I didn't know she was in town. I didn't know that.
A lot of show left, Craig. You can still invite her.
So, Jason, Brandon McManus isn't on the Packers anymore?
That's true. That's a true statement. That is what happened.
What's up with that?
What's up with that? What's up with that? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question for Goody because we were told very clearly that there was going to be a competition, right? Well, we're not just handing the job to Trey Smack, and I guess he would be able to argue, well, he's still going to have to compete with Lucas Havrasik, but yeah.
I mean, do you think that was driven by McManus, that he's like, I don't want to compete, like cut me so I can go sign and, I'm above competing for a job right now in my career?
I don't know if it's that so much as, let me back up. Do I think it's distinctly possible that he said, I'd like to be released so I can catch on somewhere else? Yes, 100%. In fact, I think that's more likely than not. But I don't think it's because he's afraid to compete. I think he's been at this long enough to know that if you draft a guy in the 6th round, he would have to not miss a kick all camp because they're going to want this guy to be the guy. And frankly, again, he missed the kicks. He called it an embarrassment of a performance, the worst game of his career. And he owned that. And I am not a Brandon McManus stan. I'm not here to defend him at all. I do think that there is now 2 examples the last 2 years of Goody making a decision based very much on what happened in the final game of the year, right? He reconfigures the offensive line, thinks he needs bigger guys. So he goes out and pays Aaron Banks $27 million and then turns around and gives him another $16 million instead of maybe moving on from him this past offseason. So he's collected $43 million from the Packers in a 12-month span because he wanted bigger linemen. Well, how did the line work out last year? Elton Jenkins was not, in fact, an all-pro center even before he got hurt. And Aaron Banks was injured. He's 29 years old, so he's kind of at the top end of the age group that Goody wants on his team, even though there's been some 30-somethings added lately. And so that overcorrection, in my opinion, hasn't worked out great. this feels, again, like a bit of an overcorrection. No doubt he missed the kicks in the playoffs and deserves incredible scrutiny for that.
Well, and Jason, it's not even outside the playoffs. I mean, he was 3 of 7, 40 to 49, and 3 of 5 from 50
yeah,
plus.
I mean, he kicked right, but again, like this is also where, and you know this, I think coaches sometimes need to protect players from themselves. They should put him on IR and let Lucas Havlicek kick for a month. Like their indecisiveness and letting him, this is why you have medical staffs. This is why you have people that make these decisions so players don't. This is frankly why Aaron Rodgers was not allowed to play GM when he was with the Packers, because we saw how it went with the Jets at times, right? And so, again, I understand that Brandon McManus wanted to kick, but if you look at the number of kicks he missed that weren't blocked, they were largely during that window when he was dealing with a quadriceps injury in his kicking leg. And you had found Lucas Havlicek. He was valuable enough to you or intriguing enough to you to keep him on the practice squad and hold him on the regular 53-man roster for several weeks, trying to time up the release so you could make sure that other teams that might have needed a kicker had picked one up already, so you could sneak him through to the practice squad. So, again,
but not valuable enough where they didn't draft a kicker, though, this year, right?
Correct. Right, exactly. And so, look, again, I'm not trying to defend Brandon McManus. I'm not even saying that he should be the Packers kicker next year. But I do think that there's some peril here in reacting to what happened in a playoff game. And look, this is not just me, talking on Mother's Day morning. Like this, I asked Goody flat out. I'm like, the reason you got Brandon McManus to begin with, and I didn't say this part, but, I mean, he was a little radioactive, right? I mean, there had been the whole situation with the flight to London with the Jaguars. That was why he was available in the first place. But veteran kicker, kicked in Super Bowl, and the reason you got him is you wanted to get off the rookie kicker carousel or the rookie kicker roller coaster, because you'd done it in 23, and your guy missed a critical kick in a playoff game that you could have very much won on the road. And then the next year you started with a new rookie kicker who missed more kicks than anybody in the league the first 6 weeks, and you got rid of him. And this is also the same general manager who said very clearly going into the 2022 season, when you have a championship caliber team, you need a championship type of kicker, which is his reasoning for bringing back Mason Crosby for another season, because Rodgers was still there. He'd won back-to-back MVPs. And they thought that team that turned out to be 8-9 was going to come back after being the number one overall seed in the NFC and be a big-time contender again. So I'm just saying the mixed messaging here, and Trey Smack, and I use this line in one of my stories from Ted Lasso, all people are different people. So just because Braden Narvison and Anders Carlson were not good as rookies or not good enough doesn't mean that Trey Smack won't be. But again, I think more often than not, young kickers take a while, as I used this line with Strouf earlier in the week, to find their footing. And we'll see if Trey Smack can hit the ground running or not.
What are the reasons for optimism for Trey Smack? You just used your Ted Lasso line that I've heard you use a lot. All people are different people. He's not Narvison. He's not Carlson, but he is a rookie kicker. What are the reasons for optimism with him?
Well, one of them is, look, I don't have anything against Anders Carlson. He's a really nice young fella. But when you look at his resume from Auburn, you have to ask yourself, did they draft him simply because Rich Bisaccia coached his brother? Right? I mean, his numbers at Auburn, and oh, by the way, he also tore his ACL while at Auburn, but he was 5 of 17 from 50 yards or more during his college career. 5 of 17. And like his overall percentage was horrible. Like we were told, no, those are misleading statistics, and he's dealing with the injury and whatever else. But it does make you wonder. And look, the other part of this is, I made the crack earlier about not listening to Rodgers when it comes to personnel decisions, but it certainly does appear that Goody is more than willing to listen to a special teams coordinator, because I would argue that they drafted Carlson on Rich Bisaccia's say-so, and Goody did not hide from the fact that Cam Acord really, 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 really liked Trey Smack. And so at the very, Goody may have made the final call to trade up and get him, but clearly he was influenced by how much his special teams coordinator liked him.
Chatting with Jason Wilde as I don't think we'll talk field goal kicker for 30 straight minutes this morning, or will we, Jason? Is there more to discuss there?
No, that's why I kind of cut it off there. I figured you guys had other things. I could talk about it all day, but no, I figured you had other things on your mind.
Yeah. So Jason, what else? What else? Stroufy, what is the next most important thing in the world of the Green Bay Packers right now, if it's not the field goal kicking transition?
It's probably the defensive scheme still after, he got to meet Jonathan Gannon finally. That's a big deal.
Well, I'm surprised Jonathan Gannon was even willing to talk to him after how rude Jason was at the outset of the relationship.
Let me tell you, I love me some Jason Wilde, but Jason seemed like he still left. And Jason, let me not speak for you, but I'll speak for you for a second. It sounded to me that you came away from the press conference not so much impressed, but like still having questions about what this defense may look like.
I think disappointed is the word you're looking for.
Wow, that's a strong
That's a good word. That's a good word.
All right, disappointed.
Look, I didn't expect them to hand us his playbook, which, by the way, he doesn't have. Right? They're building it. They don't have any. They don't have a playbook. They don't have a scheme.
They don't have a scheme.
But I was, again, it really doesn't matter if he's boring with us. Like Tausch got after him. I can't remember if it was you, Strouf, or somebody else who used the word dull. He was dull. But he was in terms of his interactions with us. There's no doubt about it. If he's not that way with his players, though, that's what really matters. At the same time, my word of caution about him, and Homer and I talked about this a lot during the course of the week, is that he was a head coach for 3 years, obviously in Arizona. And look, I'm sorry, Arizona. Good luck to Mike LaFleur, but they've had some pretty lengthy stints of organizational ineptitude. And so I'm not sure that I'm going to hold his career record of 15-36 solely against him, right? I think there was a point where the GM was like radioing down to the head coach, and then he had that incident where he punched the guy in the gut that fumbled by the goal line. Like there was a lot going on there, but he's really only been a defensive coordinator for 2 seasons. Right? And his first year in Philly in 21 was okay, mid. And then obviously the second year they went to the Super Bowl. So he doesn't have as lengthy of a resume, and that doesn't mean anything, right? He can come here, he's got some pretty good pieces. He's got Micah Parsons, and they could have a top 5 defense. But for as much as people complained about Dom Capers, or as much as people complained about with even Mike Patton, those guys had much longer defensive coordinator resumes. So did Joe Barry, but Joe Barry's resume wasn't all that impressive. So I'm eager to see what they're like. He kind of painted it as this kind of amorphous defense that sometimes they're going to play 3 down linemen, sometimes 4, sometimes 5. Sometimes they're going to play 3 safeties, sometimes they're not. Sometimes, they're going to use Edger and Cooper. The other thing that bothered me, or didn't bother me, disappointed me, was he didn't even sound excited about having Micah Parsons, and didn't want to get into all the things. It's just a stark departure from Hafley, who, the minute they get Parsons, he's telling us the story about how he's drawing up all these plays and putting them in his closet in his office until they, can get him up to speed in the particulars of the base defense. And it's just, it's unfair to Jonathan Gannon to expect him to be as media friendly as Jeff Hafley, but it just felt like we had a better idea of what Jeff Hafley wanted to do. Strouf, you brought this up with me not that long ago, where, when the first time we talked to Jeff Hafley, he talked about his ideal post safety, and then they went out and signed Xavier McKinney, right? So I just felt like we had a better idea of what exactly he was looking for, because he flat out told us what he was looking for, and then they went and got the guy.
Yeah, but I mean, Jason, if you were like, it was just weird, he just wasn't excited enough about Edger and Cooper. I don't think he understood Edger and Cooper, what he could really be. I could see that, but not excited about Micah Parsons. That just means he's being boring. You can't,
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what defensive coordinator
Mhm.
wouldn't be beyond excited? So I feel like it means we're reading too much into a press conference because there's
then
nothing
the
going on
question
right now.
becomes, So then the question becomes, no, look, I am not judging him on his press conference. I am judging him on how effectively will I be able to communicate on Wilde and Tausch and through my writing and all my guest appearances, cast member appearances, what they're thinking and what their thought process is and what they're planning on doing. Like, that's what our fans want to hear. And I did not come away with a very clear idea of what he's thinking about. And that's what I was hoping for. But yes, some enthusiasm is not a bad thing. Like, you don't have to, I've done this long enough now. You don't have to give away the store and hand out your, hey, well, here's the play I drew up. Let me put it up on this neat little touchscreen giant video board that we now have in the media auditorium and show you how we're going to line Micah up. You could stop short of that, but you could still express, some of your kind of general thoughts. And so, again, I look at it through the lens that, again, these guys don't owe this to me. Like, I'm serious about that. Like, did I enjoy my back and forths with Jeff Hafley? Did I enjoy late in the year when somebody sat in my seats that I normally sit in, and so I sat somewhere else, and all three coordinators wondering, Wilde, what do you do? Why is somebody steal your seat? What are you doing over there? Yes, because the rapport that we built with those guys, all of us, not just me, allowed us to get better information and hopefully share more of that insight with the fans. And one press conference in, with plenty more to go, although it took them 4 months to have the first one, hopefully we'll have more to share, because I do know how much Packers fans care about this stuff. And, I felt like I didn't deliver a whole lot of insight, almost as bad as that rookie practice where the quarterbacks would get the snap and drop back and not even throw the ball. So if you wanted to know what Chiron drones look like, I have no idea. He pats the ball very nicely, the rookie undrafted free agent they signed at quarterback. But beyond that, I never saw him throw a pass. So
how mad do you guys think Wilde was?
Find out.
How mad do you think Wilde was about someone taking his seat?
I wasn't mad at all, actually.
Did the guy was he a
from
newbie?
Chicago.
Oh, so he didn't know.
Oh.
He didn't know. Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
Okay.
Somebody should have told him. Hey, even though you maybe weren't as ecstatic about Jonathan Gannon, Cam Akort he was exciting. Felt like I was talking to Brett Favre or listening to Brett Favre again.
Yeah, he does sound like he's got the same Mississippi drawl. Good call, Kyle. That was the same thought I had. He again, like, now that was an enjoyable back and forth. Like, he and what I thought was fun was he talked about his time when he was coaching at a junior college, Southwestern Mississippi Community College, where he was the offensive coordinator, the special teams coordinator, the wide receivers coach, the quarterbacks coach, and the tight ends coach.
And this is the new special teams coach we're talking about now, right?
Correct, yes. Yeah. And so he, there's an energy there. I think more often than not, special teams coordinators have to have that energy. I mean, they have to get guys excited about doing something that some of them that are doing it don't necessarily want to do, right? But at the same time, who knows if he's going to be any good, right? I was saying this about the Cardinals earlier, about the institutional ineptitude. Well, special teams in Green Bay, doesn't matter who they hire, right? I mean, we were told that Rich Bisaccia was the best in the business, and I do think, despite people's frustration with him, that he's a really good coach. But do we look at the results and say they were really good? Their coverage units were significantly better. Their punter turned out to be a really good punter that they, gave the job to and moved on from a longtime veteran early on in Bisaccia's tenure. But at the same time, they never found a return game. I mean, last year, the fact that they had two rookie wide receivers who had never or almost never done returns in their life, handling their kick and punt returns, that was malpractice. And now they've got a guy in Sky Moore who's going to do both, and that is expressly his job. And then Goody also thinks he can be a little more of a contributor on offense than other teams.
Well,
had
Jason,
used
with those additions, then I know you guys talked about on Thursday on Wildy and Tausch 9 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin about the Packers maybe being mediocre last year going into the 2026 season. Then, what do you think the Packers' floor and ceiling is?
Well, that was Tausch that loved that word mediocre. I don't
hated
think
it,
when
by
you're-
the way. I hated it.
Yeah, we disagreed on that. There's no doubt about it. Because and my argument for those that didn't catch it, you can find it in the ESPN Wisconsin app or on our YouTube. But my argument was they were 9-3-1 and had the Broncos on the ropes in the third quarter on the road. The Broncos ended up being the number one seed, who probably would have gone to the Super Bowl had their quarterback not gotten hurt before the AFC Championship game. But you never felt they were mediocre. They certainly had bad losses, but they collapsed at the end of the year. There's no two ways about that. But they were better than mediocre. And my argument to Tausch was, you want to know the team that was mediocre for most of the year, it was the one that he won the Super Bowl on. And they were 8-6 and had to win 6 straight games, 2 to get into the playoffs and then 4 to win the Super Bowl. And they were definitely not mediocre by the end, but they were mediocre for a lot of the year. And so special teams, all kidding aside, Kyle, I think we'd take mediocre, right? It's been a while since we've seen mediocre. But from a team perspective, look, and I know I've said this to you and Brust, I don't love their depth and I don't love their offensive line. If Jordan Morgan's a really good left tackle and they stay way healthier than they did, I'm not saying they won't have any injuries, but way healthier than they did the last couple of years, I still think they're a Super Bowl contender. If they lose pieces, or if, last year I felt like they could afford to lose Love for a month. And even though I still think it's crazy that there were people that wanted Malik Willis to be the starter instead of him, I felt really good about Malik Willis and their ability to win with him. I don't know now what to expect with Tyrod Taylor. He's been in the league a long time, but I don't know how effective he'll be if he has to play. I felt really confident in Malik Willis based on what I'd seen with my own eyes. So again,
but the ceiling is Super Bowl on this team, right? You think, Jason?
Sure.
Especially when we look at the fact that the Seahawks and Patriots, who are two teams that were long shots at this point, ended up Super Bowl.
Yep.
So I don't think it's unfair. It's not. This isn't
What's
the
the
NBA.
floor,
This, right?
What do we think the floor is?
7 seed.
No.
7 seed.
It's a little bit lower than that. It's like 500, 9 and 8.
How y'all gonna tell me something I haven't seen as Jordan Love is a starter not to be the floor? Y'all may say I'm.
Well, that's been the ceiling.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Isn't that the ceiling?
No, they won a playoff game.
With Jordan Love. They've never gotten past a 7 seed.
That's a pretty good comeback.
Well,
so the floor and the ceiling is the 7 seed, basically. Is that what
I
you're
think that's
saying,
what we've
Jason?
determined.
Or that's what Strouf is saying, or Kyle?
They won a playoff game in Dallas, which shows me as a 7 seed.
As a 7 seed.
They're the only team in NFL history to still do that, and could have been the second team in NFL history to do it if they didn't choke against the Chicago Bears.
That's fair.
So I think ceiling, Super Bowl, floor 8 and 9.
Yeah, 8, 9, 9 and 8, something like that.
Yeah,
right around that 500 window.
Homer would say, "I'll join that club." Yeah.
I'm not joining the club. I said what I said. 7 seed is the floor.
And the ceiling is the 1 seed.
And the ceiling is the 1 seed. But to be 100% honest, I don't think the Packers get the 1 seed this year.
Oh, really?
Unless
this division's a tough division.
It's a very
think
good
you're
division.
Gonna get the 1 seed out of.
In Detroit last year, they're going to have an easier schedule this year. But then on top of that, Detroit got to fill some of their flaws. They saw their offensive line was awful. So, they got a season where they're like, all right, we got to get better in this area if we want to get back to where we want to go.
Kyle, who's the best roster on paper in the NFC North?
In the NFC North on paper, I still go with Detroit. Okay. I mean, if Kyler Murray is really good at quarterback, that offense in Minnesota is still good. Now, I don't know what they're doing at the running back position, but at the wide receiver position, they got 3 really good pass catchers.
Yeah.
You're looking Detroit. Detroit paid. They got 2 very rich wide receivers, and they have a really good young tight end, have a great young running back. Their quarterback, Jared Goff, is good. So when I look at it on paper, I'm going with the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
There you have it, Jason Wilde. We appreciate you joining us, and happy Mother's Day to Paula and all the mothers in your life, Jason.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Take care. Be good.
There is Jason Wilde, from kicker to ceiling. I love Kyle. Kyle's like, the floor on this team is 14-3.
For real though. You guys are insane. You know why you're insane? It's because you've never seen Jordan Love not get a 7 seed. So
why is that insane?
How are you going to sit here and tell me that the floor going to be something we haven't seen before?
I guess
crazy.
I would say the backup quarterback position is not as good as last year.
Oh,
so.
now y'all don't like Tyrod Taylor.
I like Tyrod
That's
Taylor.
crazy.
I just don't think he's Malik Willis. He's 36 years old.
That's crazy. Tyrod got a lot more wins than Malik Willis.
Yes, he does.
That's very true.
By
No
the way,
argument for me.
I love that signing, by the way. I
do
love
too.
having someone in the quarterback room like Tyrod Taylor, whether or not he ends up having to start games. I really do like that. I think the Packers in certain years could have used the Tyrod Taylor there. So I really thought that was a good move. All
They're
right.
doing a lot of stuff they would never do with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've mentioned the odds for the lottery. We're going to hit the odds for the lottery and why we could all be tuned in today and think there is a chance the Bucks could walk away with the number 2, 3, or 4 pick in the NBA draft. It is Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Tiara from Events by Design here. We were thrilled to work with Giannis Antetokounmpo on Thanalysis Live.
Welcome to the stage, Nature Boy, Rick Flair!
Events by Design, a proud partner of Thanalysis.
Mr. Pat Murphy!
Events by Design. We design, you party.
Surfside iced tea and lemonade plus vodka is your go-to drink this golf season. It's light, refreshing, made with real vodka and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. This spring, look out for the brand new half and half variety pack featuring flavors like raspberry iced tea and lemonade and blackberry iced tea and lemonade. No bubbles, no troubles. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
May is here, which means your house is officially done hiding under snow, and now you can see everything it needs. Good news, Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help. Upgrade to energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel, and get $3,000 off your project. Think of it as spring cleaning, but way more impressive. That's $3,000 in instant savings during our May savings event, but it won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
1896, Horicon Bank first opened its doors. Wisconsin wasn't even 50 years old.
We've maintained our roots over the years and yet expanded.
We empower our people to invest in the community. We give them 40 hours of volunteer time.
We're doing it with a personal touch, with a desire to say yes to our customers.
You shouldn't have to work with a bank that sends their profits to New York City or Toronto. You can keep your money here and it benefits Wisconsin.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Hail damage? Siding Unlimited is here to help. We are not the storm chasers. That's important. Siding Unlimited doesn't chase storms. However, if the storm comes into our area like it just did, we're always available to help. Why is that important? Storm chasers skip town, leaving you with a roof with zero warranty. Siding Unlimited uses a roofing system that will get you a 50-year warranty on parts, pieces, and workmanship. Siding Unlimited will be there if you have a call down the road. Siding Unlimited is your local family partner on this project. We're here for you. Siding Unlimited. New roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Call Siding Unlimited or visit sidingunlimited.com today.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails, It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
See the best of ESPN Milwaukee by subscribing to our YouTube channel.
What the hell happened to your hair?
What do you mean?
Yeah, the front is fine, but you look like Lloyd Christmas in the back. Right there, just stay still. Oh my God, YouTube.
ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Man, I went to the Milwaukee Repertory Theater yesterday.
You are a busy man.
That shows how much I love my mom. That I would go to a show with her there en route to the Brewers game last night. But you know what I made sure to do before I did that? Made sure to get up my jump shots at my basketball hoop. Compliments of Precision Sports. They are a local team right here in southeastern Wisconsin, who is the group you should talk to if you want a basketball hoop or court at your house. They could do indoor, they could do outdoor, they could do all the lines, they can figure out the three-point arc you want, they can get it all figured out. Most importantly, they'll make sure you get the right equipment that's right for you, right? Mega Slam, Ironclad, the Dominator system, they have all the best systems, and the best part about it is they will actually work through your spot in a custom way. You can go online to precisionsportsonline.com and get a free quote. The beauty of it is, everyone has a different situation, portable, not portable, how much space you have, what you're looking to accomplish. If you want, just a hoop up or a full court, you should work with these guys. They are awesome. I've done multiple basketball hoops with them, and they are fantastic. Go to precisionsportsonline.com. That's precisionsportsonline.com. And especially the way my jumpers look the last few days, it'll be better than mine in no time.
What was at the theater yesterday?
George and Gracie, A Love Story. We were at the Cabaret Theater at the Milwaukee Repertory Theater. Where they
are you a play guy?
No.
Arts guy?
No.
I love plays.
I do too.
Yeah.
Musicals. Oh.
My mom's like a Broadway producer and stuff, so she loves that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is she nitpicky when she goes to shows then? As a Broadway producer?
I mean, she's like a Tony Awards voter, so she can be critical of them.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I didn't know I knew you came from royalty, but my goodness, you got the radio royalty and then the theater royalty?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Tony Award winner.
That is, I did not know her. So how does she feel about Hamilton?
What do you mean?
The play.
What about it?
Does she think it's phenomenal?
Oh yeah, of course.
What about
That's
it's like renowned as the best musical ever.
Your mom played basketball. What does she think of Michael Jordan?
I don't know if she buys into the hype. Maybe she thought it was a little bit hype. What about The Wiz? I saw The Wiz here at the Barker Performing Arts Center. I never saw The Wiz in my life. I saw The Wizard of Oz, but I never saw The Wiz. The Wiz is like the black version.
Yeah. Michael Jackson, the movie back in the day. You never
No, never saw it. Blown away. The voices were incredible. When I say the voices it was so good. I literally went to my mom's house and I said, "Mom, you and my auntie, y'all got to go." Like, I bought them tickets to go. Yeah, I bought them tickets to go. That's how you know I was extremely impressed by The Wiz. So I would love to know your mother's takeaway from The Wiz, that she thought the voices in that show were just some of the best voices on Broadway. Gotta be.
Again, I think she's probably seen like 8 or 9 different casts of The Wiz over time. So
I'm curious.
I would think she might have a more nuanced opinion than.
Can Kyle interview your mother?
Yeah, we could do that.
I did not know I liked musicals and plays until I saw Hamilton. Because before that, like I saw The Lion King, I saw something, and I literally fell in love.
All right, so last year, the Indiana Pacers were trailing the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 5 of Eastern Conference first round of the playoffs. Bucks had the ball. Do you know what the Bucks had in terms of a chance to win?
Couldn't tell you.
Higher than a 98% chance.
Oh man, was this in the fourth quarter when we were up?
Yeah.
And we choked.
Yeah.
I was in St. Martin watching the game.
Do you know in 2016, Leicester City?
Oh, Leicester City.
They won the Premier League.
Was that in 2016?
10 years ago.
Do you know what their odds were before the year?
Oh, in the bottom. It had
3%.
No, less than 3%. Less than 3%.
5,000 to 1.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah, the Leicester City is not.
The New England Patriots. Do you remember they were trailing the Atlanta Falcons 28-3 in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Matt LaFleur.
Do you know what their win probability was at that point?
Oh, 1%, 2%?
0.3%.
Ooh, you're supposed to take an L.
I know you never heard of Ro Blackman. But you ever hear of Buster Douglas?
Oh, I heard of Buster Douglas now.
Do you know what his odds were to beat Mike Tyson?
Not very high. Mike Tyson was going to have to cruise to victory. Everybody thought in that.
What do you think the odds were? What to 1?
Probably
1,000 to 1.
No, probably more than that. What do you think? Like 3,000 to 1?
I mean, it was just two guys are fighting. So no, it was 42 to 1.
42 to 1.
Which is pretty wild for a fight.
Okay.
Which is an implied 2.3% chance that he had to win that fight.
I like the optimism. I know where we're going here.
Do you know the Minnesota Vikings were down 33-0 with Kirk Cousins against the Indianapolis Colts in 2022?
Yeah, Jeff Saturday was the head coach, right?
Yeah.
That's when he was the interim?
You know what chance the Vikings had to win at that point?
1%.
0.4%. January 3rd, 2019. St. Louis Blues.
Okay, you in a place that I don't go.
Had the worst record in the NHL.
Ooh.
You know who won the cup that year?
Oh, did they win that year?
St. Louis Blues won the cup. Do you know what their odds were in that moment? 250 to 1, an implied 0.4%.
Woo! Somebody made money.
I'm gonna go 2 more for you. Let's stay in St. Louis. You know,
wonderful city.
You know the Cardinals were down to their final strike in the 2011 World Series.
I do remember this.
I don't like the 2011 World Series.
Why not?
Because that's the year the Brewers lost to the Cardinals in the NLCS?
True. Yeah, that's true.
David Freese that year. Remember that?
I still don't like David Freese.
1% chance they were down to win it. And
Wow.
finally, do you know what 16 seeds, what their records were before UMBC defeated Virginia?
And
undefeated.
A lot.
135.
Not no more.
And the Terriers, right?
UMBC
Terriers?
was somewhere between a 1%.
Retrievers?
Yeah.
Yes, the Retrievers. There you go. All of those things I just shared have a lower percentage chance of occurring than the Milwaukee Bucks walking away with a lottery pick today.
Oh, but you got to tell everybody what the trick is. Though.
So here's how it works.
Okay.
Because the lottery is going to be on at 2 o'clock, leading into NBA basketball at 2:30. So when the Milwaukee Bucks traded for Drew Holiday, they gave away certain first-round picks in exchange for Drew Holiday, and then they also traded some swaps. When you say, we trade some first and some swaps, that means the Pelicans have the ability to choose to swap their first-round pick with the Milwaukee Bucks. So this year, the Bucks did not trade their first-round pick. The Bucks actually have their first-round pick.
Just saw the swap.
But there's a swap, like the swap meet, right? So you go then to last year's draft. The Pelicans are waiting to make their selection, and they decide to move up in the draft. And they make a trade with the Atlanta Hawks to move up 10 slots in the first round of the draft. And in order to do that, they moved up 10 slots by trading the swap that they have with the Milwaukee Bucks. It is not protected in any way. It is not lottery protected. It's not top 1 protected, top 3 protected. It was just traded, meaning that the Atlanta Hawks now have the swap with the Milwaukee Bucks. So the New Orleans Pelicans ended up in the lottery. The Milwaukee Bucks ended up in the lottery, which means the Atlanta Hawks basically have 2 of the results that could fall in their favor. So if the Bucks get the first pick of the draft, the Hawks get the first pick of the draft. If the Pelicans get the first pick of the draft, the Hawks get the first pick of the draft. The way the lottery works is you can't move up to 5 or up to 6 or up to 7 or up to 8. You move up to either 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then everything slots in based on your record, right? So those are where you can move up to in the lottery. So if the Pelicans or Bucks move up, the Hawks get the selection. If the Pelicans and Hawks move up, the Bucks get the second of those selections. So the Bucks have the chance to end up with the second, third, or fourth pick in the draft, and those chances to end up with one of those three is a 2.6% chance. And that would mean ultimately that the Bucks would need to either win the first pick, or the Pelicans need to win the first pick, and then the other team would need to win 2, 3, or 4. Or someone would need to get second, and then they could win third or fourth. So there's mathematically no chance the Bucks could get the first pick. But the Bucks can, in fact, walk away with picks 2, 3, or 4. And the odds of cumulatively, not each of those, cumulatively, all of those has now been upgraded by the NBA to 3.1%.
All right.
That was from yesterday to today. That has been upgraded now to 3.1% as they've gone through every single scenario that could exist today in the lottery.
I mean, the great thing about it is that if the Bucks do end up in the top 4 and the Pelicans don't, and the Pelicans end up with where they stay where they're at, I think it's 7th, I'm still happy with that. I'm still anything that gets us closer to the top is great. It really feels like this year's draft, it's the top 5 or 6 guys.
So the thing is, but again, remember, the Pelicans are 7, but if the Bucks pick moves up, that instantly moves the Bucks down to 8.
Oh, them down or bumps them down. Okay,
and then if anybody else moves up, that moves them down to 9.
So we're hoping 7 and 10 are the ones that fall up into the top 10.
Exactly.
Top 4,
yeah, and basically it's just a bunch of combinations of numbers that are created. It's not just like a ping pong ball. It's a bunch of combinations. There's a ton of people in the room, so there is no way this could be manipulated, as people like to think about. But the Bucks have a better chance of being picks 2, 3, or 4 than the Mavericks did last year of landing the number 1 pick that got them Cooper Flag. So as we think about this, is an absolute long shot. It is a 3.1% chance now. The NBA estimates for the Milwaukee Bucks, saying there's a chance.
You've provided a lot of data that there's definitely a chance.
Yeah,
I feel better than 3% right now.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I feel better than 3%.
Okay.
After the data you've provided.
You feel better now. You feel almost 3.1%. I feel like that's even better than 3%.
Yeah, correct. Exactly. So we'll see. So
either way, this is a strong draft. A lot of people have criticized the Bucks drafts in the last decade, and I think fairly so. But when people were like, "Oh, Jordan Nwora didn't work out,"
but John Horst has never had a lottery pick.
Yeah,
he's never had a lottery.
These are like picks 56
correct.
And picks. And again, the Bucks don't have a above average draft record in the last decade, but there have not been lottery picks. And when you're picking where the Bucks pick, the expectations are not high. Obviously, we've seen as we're watching the Timberwolves, they're like, "Oh wow, Jaden McDaniels,
right.
They got him in the same draft. They got Anthony Edwards at the end of the first round." Yeah, they did. And there's a lot of examples like that, but those are outliers still.
Not for us.
There's so much luck involved at the end of the first round, though.
Yeah,
right.
And into the second round, Malcolm Brogdon, the Bucks got, who ended up being a rookie of the year. So we can see it. All right, a lot more to get to now that we've sprayed you with lots of optimism. We have a whole lot more to come on this Mother's Day edition of Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin. Right now, it's time for Alex Strouf to tell you a little bit about Door County Distillery.
Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in Door County. They are the best. They're affordable. They are award-winning. They are local. Support local. They are available all over the state of Wisconsin, wherever you are. Beaver Dam, Madison, Milwaukee, they've got you covered, whether it's the gin, whether it's the vodka, whether it's the Rock Island rum, or my personal favorite, the bourbon from Door County Distillery. Elevate your tailgate, your party. We got graduation parties coming up. Make sure you're serving some Door County Distillery at that. As you get back on the patio, you get the grill fired up. Nothing better to pair it with than Door County Distillery. Visit the website, doorcountydistillery.com. Find the retailer nearest you, as well as a huge list of unique cocktail recipes. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Golf with the greats this June 5th and 6th at the Lombardi Golf Classic. This is your chance to golf alongside sports stars like Jared Abbrederis, Brandon Jennings, Jonathan Lucroy, and Derek Watt, while supporting cancer research and treatment through the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation. Each foursome golfs a Friday practice round and enjoys the golf gala that evening, then competes in the 18-hole tournament on Saturday with a celebrity partner. Learn more and sign up at lombardifoundation.org. That's lombardifoundation.org.
From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this. And Summit Credit Union's got you.
Summertime is when the largest number of homes hit the market,
which makes it the bottom of the ninth for sellers. Homes that show well, get priced right, move first.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Sal Alioto. In a crowded summer market, smart pricing, preparation, and expert local strategies make all the difference.
Get started today with our white glove selling experience at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
A real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
Get out of the house this summer and head to Road America, conveniently located between Madison, Milwaukee, and Green Bay. This legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course has been hosting the world's best racers since 1955. Bring the whole family. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. You can camp on site, explore the grounds, and take in the racing your way. It's more than just a race, it's a full experience. IndyCar is the must-see race coming June 18th through the 21st. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at RoadAmerica.com.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
You may know someone with multiple sclerosis, but you may not know what their day-to-day reality is really like. MS affects nearly 1 million people in the U.S., impacting far more than mobility. MS can affect vision, thinking, energy, and daily life, often in ways others don't see or understand. This MS Awareness Week, take a moment to learn more, share what you learn, and be a champion for people living with MS. Learn more at nationalmssociety.org/awareness.
Meet Jim and Rita.
We went on a motorcycle trip.
But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident.
They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital.
Sometime later, Rita made a discovery.
She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there?
And amazingly,
he found a couple of pieces.
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's.
And I had my checkbook in my hand.
But when he arrived there,
and I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty.
Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous, no small print warranty.
It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's miraculous no small print warranty yourself at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at WalneyLegal.com.
May is here, which means your house is officially done hiding under snow. And now you can see everything it needs. Good news, Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help. Upgrade to energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. Think of it as spring cleaning, but way more impressive. That's $3,000 in instant savings during our May savings event, but it won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen. By joining Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board. Build a great career and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Ever notice how wine enthusiasts often speak a completely different language? And while that language may technically be English, to most people it's anything but. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we stock over 8,000 varieties of wine and speak many dialects of wine English to help everyone, from the wine novice to the master sommelier. So if you need an expert recommendation for wine, or maybe you know what you want and simply need help locating it, our experienced staff has got your back. No matter the budget, occasion, or your level of wine expertise, Discount Liquor will make you feel at home. Discount Liquor, unmatched selection, everyday low prices, a helpful staff, and 2 convenient locations. In Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow in Maine.
Discount Liquor.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. Have you listened to WTMJ Outdoors yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Every Saturday at 2 right here on 620 WTMJ. Stories of the outdoors of Wisconsin and beyond as we celebrate everything in recreation. This week, as the weather warms up, we're talking Farmers Market, Racine Farmers Market with Dawn Carrillo, and it's Law Enforcement Week. Why not talk about cops and bobbers? What's that all about? How can you get involved? All coming up.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Getting the excitement going as the draft lottery comes today, and Kyle feeding into it seemed positivity as we were talking during the break and saying like, hey, I'm excited. Feels like, even though the team's moving on from Giannis, everything, Taylor Jenkins, a good hire, all that. And Strouf's like, not so fast. What do you mean moving on from Giannis? What gives you that thought? And I was like, no, stop it. That we can't do this during the break. This is what we got to do now. So, Kyle, you're pretty much sure the Bucks are moving on from Giannis. Strouf, you disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's certainly possible they move on from Giannis this offseason, but I can't jump to the conclusion that the Bucks are moving on yet. I think today is a big implication on what the future holds for Giannis in Milwaukee. It's that 3.1% we're going to talk about for the next half an hour.
And Kyle, where did you get to the moving on?
Yeah, how'd you jump to that conclusion out of curiosity?
Well, listen, I was born on a day, I wasn't born yesterday, and I ain't boo-boo the fool. And so what me is, I follow the tea leaves and the conversation around Giannis. Now, the conversation around Giannis before the season, it seemed like the Bucks were 100% committed to locking in. That's why we made the move to get Miles Turner, to waive Damian Lillard, because they were committed to Giannis. Now, I do believe over the season there might have been some frustration that got built up where now you have owners in saying, hey, either we're going to sign him to this extension or we're going to trade him. It even got to the point where that's
one of those things, by the way, that's one of those things that the fact that it was said publicly, I can understand why you would think that moves the needle in some way, but but you would have assumed that was the case all along.
Well,
right?
I don't know, because if the Bucks were in win now mode, they might be able to sacrifice or be taking the risk to say, hey, we're going to do everything we can to show you this season. Oh, we're confident. We got Taylor Jenkins. We're going to have this new draft pick come in. We're going to make some moves during the summertime. So even if you don't sign anything before the draft, we're confident.
No, but you can't sign until October 1st.
I understand that. But so that's what I'm saying. It's a conversation that, according to what Jimmy Haslam said, now he might have been misspeaking. He made it seem like we're going to have a decision by the time we get to the draft of what we want. But
he said it was ideal, and I think that makes.
But it can't be ideal if you can't sign the guy until. So Giannis he honestly has until October. Like, he has until the season actually starts. So in my mind, the Bucks are thinking about the future. Giannis right now doesn't seem like, and again, I don't know what Giannis was doing, but they made it seem like Taylor Jenkins and Giannis really didn't have too deep of conversations like Giannis has had in the past with coaches before they hire certain coaches. Sure. It seems to me that Giannis doesn't seem as committed to Milwaukee, more open-minded to potentially moving on. So you have all these things that point in the direction of a divorce between the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis. And so that's why I think the Bucks are operating with the realization that Giannis may not be a Milwaukee Buck, and we have to think about our future. When you sit there and say, hey, Giannis is either going to sign this extension or we're going to trade him, we're not going to ride it out on 1 year. We're not going to perform well next year where we can get to an Eastern Conference final and then show Giannis like, yeah, you got to sign. No. They said it's going to be one or the other. And when it's one or the other and Giannis has been non-committal, if he's still non-committal come June 23rd or 24th when the NBA draft is, to me, that's probably a sign that the Milwaukee Bucks are going to say, we got to do what we got to do that's best for the future. And we have an opportunity in this chip and Giannis where we can get a good young player and maybe 3 first-round draft picks, and it might be time to move on. And so I really feel like the energy for the Milwaukee Bucks as an organization is shifting towards looking for a future without Giannis, because Giannis is basically saying that he's not committed. So when somebody's non-committal in a relationship, you got to make a decision. What are we going to do? Am I going to stay in this relationship that doesn't seem to be at its best right now, or am I going to move on? And I think the Bucks are finally taking a stance that I don't agree 100% with the stance, but I respect it.
But I don't think they have taken that big of a stance yet, right? Because I think a lot of it's been open-ended. And Craig just referred to what Jimmy Haslam said.
They gave him an ultimatum.
Well, yeah, you want to get something back on your investment if your investment isn't going to stay in Milwaukee, right? So it is the best business decision is either obviously sign him to the Supermax come October,
Kyle,
or trade him and get something in return.
And you could argue it was either an ultimatum or it was stating the obvious, right?
It's the quiet part out loud. I totally agree.
But again, this is from my perspective, is that the last time Giannis signed a Supermax, it was right after we signed or traded for Damian Lillard, was it not?
Right after Adrian Griffin was hired as the head coach, and then Dame Lillard was traded for, correct.
And we didn't hear anything in, and granted we're still in the playoffs. About to get put out the playoffs. Maybe we're put out the playoffs. But we didn't hear anything in mid-May talking about, well, Giannis needs to sign this or we're going to trade him. We didn't hear that. So that's what I'm saying. Things have shifted. Things have changed. Giannis, the way he's looked at Milwaukee,
the tenor was different, Kyle. They had just recently won an NBA championship.
No. Well, yes. I mean,
they were coming off a championship a couple years ago. You still had Chris Middleton on the roster.
Right.
Everything was different. But that's the whole point I'm saying, is that everything is different. The team that won the championship is gone, but Bobby and his brother. So everything that Giannis knew, Peter Fagan gone, Mark Lazary gone. Everything that he is used to is gone. So though this is home, it doesn't 100% feel like home, because when he looks in the locker room, he looks in the organization, there's a whole bunch of different faces, and you realize things change. And Giannis is probably in his mind thinking, well, this is professional sports. Things change. People move on, and maybe it's my time to move on because I want to win a title.
Yeah. I don't think your point is incorrect. I just think you've jumped to the conclusion a tad too fast.
I think I'm living in the reality of what it is.
But I legitimately don't think they've made their mind up yet.
I still wonder what you think the team would do then, Kyle, if Giannis came out today and said, I'm committed to Milwaukee, and if I'm offered the Supermax, I will sign it.
Oh, then I think they commit to Giannis. I think the non-committal of Giannis is what's leading them to this. Like, I'll be honest with you. If it was me and I was in a relationship with somebody that was pulling me left, right, and Giannis is a fine hottie. When you a baddie, you give baddies a lot of chances. But the Bucks at a certain point said, this baddie is driving me crazy. I don't know what to do, and I just think like the Bucks have driven Giannis has driven the Bucks to the point where they don't know what he's going to do. He's very unpredictable, and when somebody becomes unpredictable, that becomes a problem.
So, are you saying he's very high on the hot crazy scale? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, he is high on the hot crazy scale.
And you're saying like, hey, I want you to have my brother here. I want you to have this, like, and hey, I'm willing to do all that, but I also want to make sure you want to be here.
Yeah, like for real, and I just don't. And I don't blame Giannis for it, because I'm not stupid. This roster is not good enough to win a championship. Could they get a roster to make the playoffs next year? Sure. But at Giannis I believe he's 31 or 32 years old.
31.
It's not about the playoffs anymore. It's about winning a championship, because Giannis could break down 3 seasons from now. Like he's at the point now you don't know what's going to come, especially how aggressive he plays. Now,
I don't know. I get what you're saying, but like when I look at the Knicks, who are the team who you'd expect to come out of the East right now, right? They are the favorite in the East. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't think the Bucks could construct the team that could beat this Knicks team?
Not next year, no.
No?
No, the Bucks.
If you put Giannis on the court.
With who? Like that's
what I'm saying.
He's tried his best to do everything he could.
He's a magician, man.
No, he's tried his best to do everything. It just hasn't. Maybe the Miles Turner thing is what dejected me, because Miles Turner, to me, I've been wanting him for a while. I thought he was a perfect replacement for Brook Lopez. And it didn't work. Now, Giannis wasn't healthy throughout the season, but it just...
Is there any thought that a different coach can change things? Kyle, you were very critical of the coaching throughout the season.
I think the coach can definitely change things, but I don't think Taylor Jenkins is going to get us automatically to
But you
NBA
don't think
Finals.
He can get a lot more out of Miles Turner, or could have a very different...
We're not better than the Knicks. We're not better than the Celtics. And then you look at the teams in the Western Conference, we're definitely not better than a lot of those teams.
I know. We're not better with those Western Conference teams.
We're not. I don't think we're better than Detroit, even though I think Detroit's beatable, but I think they're only going to get more experience. So look what they were able to do with the Orlando Magic, where they were able to come back. Like, I just don't think we're better than a lot of these teams. And despite us having Giannis isn't enough in this type of NBA. You need more than one player to get you to a title.
That's fair. And what I'm saying is I think we see where today the draft lottery goes, and the Bucks do have a number of other things of value on the current roster. That's all I will say at this point. We will talk more as we are coming up under 3 hours away from the NBA draft lottery. It's
3.1.
a great time. It's a great 3.1%. You're saying there's a chance all those things we outlined were way lower a chance than that. It's a high chance is that if you've been in Milwaukee for any length of period of time or the state of Wisconsin, someone in your life has been positively impacted by Gruber Law Offices. That's because it's been 40 plus years now of helping those who are injured. It's been all of that time of getting more and more impactful around community events. It's been more and more impactful around philanthropic organizations. It is a family that has become a force of nature here in Wisconsin. And they wish everybody a happy Mother's Day today. So if you or a loved one is ever injured, remember, it's nationally recognized, locally owned Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Old, outdated windows aren't doing your home any favors. Upgrade with Callan and replace 8 windows for as low as $188 per month. That's right, 8 windows. A smarter investment that can transform nearly half of your home. And with Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows, engineered to be up to 8 times stronger, you'll get lasting beauty, strength, and performance. Request your consultation today at callcallan.com and click the green button. Callan. Design, build, live. Some restrictions apply. Offer good with approved credit.
Hey folks, Gabe here. Now we all know baseball's been around a long time, since the 1800s. But you know what's been around even longer? Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. Yeah, that's right. Yuengling started brewing in 1829. That means people were drinking a cold Yuengling before baseball even existed. A great beer that stood the test of time for 197 years. So the next time you're watching the game, reach for a Yuengling traditional lager from the oldest brewery in America. Now finally, in your lineup.
DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
You've already put in the work. Now there's a way to make it count towards your degree. At Lakeland University, your work and life experience can earn you college credit, helping you finish faster, saving time and money. With flexible evening and online classes, plus multiple start dates, Lakeland fits your life. Study 100% online at one of our 6 locations across Wisconsin or on our residential campus in Sheboygan County. Customize your degree to fit your life, your goals, your future, without missing the moments that matter, at work or at home. Your experience matters here. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
Heck yeah! It's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strouf for Robert Hack Diamonds. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 2 in Brookfield, 1 in Greenfield, where I went, to buy my fiance's dream engagement ring. You don't become Wisconsin's most trusted and respected name in diamonds on accident. Robert Hack Diamonds has been in Wisconsin for almost 80 years, serving the Milwaukee area and all of the state with top-notch customer service and all the help you need along the way. I had no idea what I was doing. I knew I got the girl right, But I wanted to get the diamond right too, and Robert Hack Diamonds made sure that happened. If you're looking to take that next step just like I did, there's only one place to go. That's Robert Hack Diamonds, 3 locations in the Milwaukee area. Tell them I sent you. And whether you, like me, have no idea what you're doing or have a really good idea of what you're doing, go to the best in Wisconsin. You want that day to be special, and you want that ring to be special. They created my fiance's dream engagement ring, and they can create yours too. Visit them online, roberthackdiamonds.com, or in Greenfield or Brookfield. And just like me, you'll leave that store saying, heck yeah, because of Robert Hack Diamonds.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
We are going to grind out at bats. You have to throw quality pitches in order to get us out. And then once we get on the base paths, you have to worry about us. It's a different brand of baseball.
On 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's a little weird, by the way, they have the draft lottery on a weekend afternoon, right?
When did they start having an NBA draft on a Tuesday and Wednesday?
Yeah, that's also moved around, yeah.
So I'm off that Thursday, Friday, and I was torn between if I wanted to be off the 25th or not. I was torn between that because I was like, I don't want to miss the NBA draft and coverage. And then I was like, wait a minute.
Tuesday.
Yeah, that's on Tuesday. It's perfect. I'll be here. So if Giannis gets traded, I'll be able to talk about it. The Bucks' first round picks, I was super excited and stoked to find that out.
Yeah, it's, to hear Jimmy Haslam talk about it just made it feel a little more real. I think that's, Kyle, probably what you're getting at, where it wasn't like, we hope it never comes to this, but if it had to happen, we would. It was just, he just directly communicated what is the reality of it. So I don't think it's like that anything has changed or any of the reality has changed. I just think there's a lot of direct communication happening right now, which hopefully can get us to the right resolution. I really do think the interesting thing will be if any public communication changes, because I don't think it will, right? Like, I think Giannis has been Giannis for the last 4 or 5 years, maybe, where he's been very clear he wants to compete for championships every year. He wants to know that the team has a chance to win, and he wants to be in Milwaukee long term. Mm-hmm. Those are all the things he has consistently said. And the team has said they want to build a championship team around Giannis. And the team hasn't gone away from that, including saying, it wasn't like, oh, we're going to have to decide if, Giannis is coming off some injuries. We're going to have to decide if we want to offer him a supermax. Like, there was nothing like that, right? And there was not like, the big issue at the end of the year seemed to be the team wanted Giannis to stay healthy and not risk him playing at a time where the team had nothing to play for, which again would make you think, hey, the team is wanting to make sure Giannis is healthy. And if the team is saying, because if he signs the supermax, then he'll be on the team. I mean, all of that, Kyle, still makes it feel like the team wants Giannis. They just don't believe, your point is you don't believe Giannis will commit to signing the supermax, so that will lead to a trade.
Yeah, I just, if I'm Giannis and I look at the makeup of that roster, I cannot commit myself to a team that I can't see myself winning a title with. And he knows what it takes to win a title. Like, it is extremely hard. And it took a dude in Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, after they won a championship, they didn't get to celebrate like that because they ended up going to Europe. You know what I'm saying? Or I think, wherever the U.S. team USA won.
Tokyo. That's kind of like Europe.
They went to Asia. I was like, wait a minute, I don't know if it was in Europe. But they went to go because that's how good. That's the caliber
they were
player.
Olympic caliber players.
Exactly. You don't have that on the roster right now. So he understands what it takes. And this was the season to me was like, all right, let's see what we can do. And when it went through the season, he got through those first 25 games, and he ended up getting hurt.
Well, Giannis was hurt. There's also all of their Giannis trade stuff.
But it doesn't seem like
that. That was.
But Craig, Giannis didn't give them the benefit of the doubt and saying, because when he requested, because clearly he requested a trade at the trade deadline, or something happened, and so he didn't give the Bucks the benefit of the doubt of saying, well, we had all these injuries. Let's see kind of how things shake out. That's not what he said then. So what in the world makes me think that he wants to be traded at the trade deadline and anything's going to change, especially at how the season ended, where he claimed he was healthy and ready to play and the team didn't play him.
Yeah. I mean, that to me, I think there were a few things that felt like the low points to me.
Agreed.
And that felt like the new low point. The previous thing that felt like the low point was at Media Day. And I don't know, that doesn't get talked about too much, but I mean, you guys remember what happened at Media Day?
Yeah. Yeah. So who was it again? It was John Horst that said they had a meeting?
So Giannis was back in Greece, with a COVID test. I believe that's why he was there.
Correct.
And that was this year. I'm talking about this year at Media Day. And Wes Edens.
It was Wes Edens.
Talked about having a positive conversation with Giannis and Giannis being committed to the team and being excited about Giannis's commitment and all that. And then Giannis, in his first statement this season to the media, it was, I don't remember that meeting. Yeah.
What meeting?
And so I don't know if you would say that's like calling Wes Edens a liar or saying, I don't know if you'd want to go that
I think they had different
far,
takeaways
like,
about that conversation.
But
yeah.
that's a pretty like public statement that you don't often see happen, So I think when you're talking about like where things, set off at the start of the season, I think that probably, is a very public way the season started.
It's a great point. I'm still caught up on something you said a little bit earlier, and that was you don't believe that the public communication needs to change necessarily. But I think it does, from specifically Giannis's perspective, because one way or another, at some point, we're going to need to know, does he desire to be traded?
Again, I'm saying that's the public communication. If Giannis privately told the team, I am signing the Supermax, there is no way I'm not signing the Supermax if you guys are offering it to me.
Yeah.
I don't know that anything publicly would need to be said about that. I think the team would then know, and the team would be committed, and the team, would go into the draft looking to build the roster in a very different way than again, assuming you take Jimmy Haslam and Wes Edens, who both said it publicly at their word that, hey, if he's committed to signing a Supermax, then he's going to be on the Bucks.
I guess the part I still struggle with, and I don't know if anybody has this answer, is who's making the call? Is it Giannis that's making the decision ultimately what's going to happen with Giannis?
I think Giannis would say it's the team's decision.
And the team would say it's
Giannis'?
Giannis'?
And the team would say it's Giannis's decision. At least that's how it's publicly been
I
shown.
agree with you. I agree with you. But that's...
because if the team's saying either Giannis is going to sign the Supermax or we're going to trade him, now, could Giannis take that to mean, hey, they may trade me before I have the chance to sign the Supermax, so it's the team's decision, it's not mine. Like, ultimately, I think if you really, truly dig into it, the team has theoretically the ultimate power.
Sure.
Because the team, even if Giannis wants to stay, can trade him. Or if you look at it ultimately, Giannis has it. Because Giannis could say, hey, I don't want to be traded and I want this and this. And then the team, I think, would go along with that. Like, I don't think it's so clean where you could say one has it. And I think if either party tries to say that the other has all the power, it's probably not authentic.
So that's how we've gotten here, is bad, maybe not bad, it might not be the right word, but bad communication.
And by the way, what I would say is I think it's very clear that the Bucks have done everything to show that they have wanted to build a franchise around Giannis, right? Like, I
Totally
don't
agree with
think
you.
anyone can argue that. And I think the way Kyle put it, I think is interesting, right? Like, has it gotten to the point where like, they're like, okay, we love Giannis. We're obsessed with Giannis. We appreciate everything he's done, but we got to like figure this out now. We can't go through another, 2 or 3 years of this. This isn't good for our fan base. This isn't good for the organization. This isn't good for anybody. So I don't think there's any argument that from the Drew Holiday trade to probably the Adrian Griffin hire to the Dame Lillard trade to the roster composition, having a number of Antetokounmpos on it. I think it's been clear that the Bucks want Giannis, and the Bucks have tried to set up the environment. Now, all along the way, could Giannis feel like, hey, they could have done things differently, or could? Sure. I'm not saying, again, that Giannis may not feel that way, but I think it's pretty clear that the Bucks have wanted Giannis all along. The question is, has it gotten to a point where Giannis's lack of commitment level has made the team feel like it's not in the franchise's best interest to have another year or 2 or 3 of this in a workout with Aaron Rodgers, right? Like, I mean, the parallels that we never wanted to happen between Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers eventually happened. And now it seems like we're in a very similar spot there. So we will learn a lot about what this looks like in the next 2.5 hours. And in that time, I'll probably get a few jumpers off because that's what I do to ease my mind when anything big is happening. And I can do it because of our friends at Precision Sports. They're local right here. They do basketball hoops and custom home courts in southeastern Wisconsin and beyond. Look them up at precisionsportsonline.com and you'll see the Dominator system. You'll see the Mega Slam. They have everything you would need. They do full installation. I wanted lines. I wanted to know I got my high school line and I got my NBA line. It's a very different shot. I'm over a 50% shooter from that high school line, but you back me up to that NBA line.
Gotta get in the gym a little bit.
I ain't shooting those. I'm not shooting that Dame Lillard 1,000 out of 1,090 from the NBA 3. But Precision Sports does it all. They can do a free custom quote for you, and it's you want your kids to be hanging out at your house with their friends. Get the basketball hoop. It literally is like a magnet. It is the most fun thing in the world to have at your house. Getting started is easy. Just head to precisionsportsonline.com and get a free quote. That's precisionsportsonline.com, and your jumper will look as pretty as mine in no time. We have our Palermo's picks next. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All the antics.
We had the same situation when I played with Holmgren.
You okay?
I almost broke my chair.
Yeah, you almost fell out of your chair there.
All the action.
Micah Parsons is healthy, and if Tucker Kraft is healthy, the Packers are in that Super Bowl. I think that they would have run through the NFC. I think they beat Seattle.
I think that they are the NFC representative in that game.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
When your team needs custom gear, don't wing it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and More is your local partner for high-quality apparel with hands-on design help and services that actually feel, well, helpful. For your business, teams, or events, Big Frog makes it easy. Visit bigfrog.com/Mequon today.
Looking for a fun way to give back and stay active? Join Rally for Recess, a pickleball tournament for all skill levels on May 16th at Premier Pickleball Club. Grab a partner or sign up solo and join a round-robin tournament. Plus, social and learn to play courts with coaches ready to help you get in the game. It's a full day of community, friendly competition, and giving back, all while supporting La Causa Charter School and helping improve outdoor spaces for local students. Don't miss out on the fun. Buy your tickets now at lacausa.org and come rally for recess.
Planning a high-level event shouldn't feel overwhelming.
I'm Tiara Gomez, founder of Events by Design. For over 25 years, we've helped companies turn complex, high-pressure events into seamless, unforgettable experiences. When trying to engage your team and pull off something meaningful, the details matter. From concept to execution, we design every event so it reflects your vision and delivers real impact. No missed moments, just refined experiences people will remember. Let's start designing today. Search online, Events by Design.
2026 Brewers Group tickets are on sale now, and planning your next event at American Family Field has never been easier. Whether it's a company outing, family reunion, or night out with friends, bring your group of 15 or more to the ballpark and enjoy up to 25% off single game tickets with no service fees. All Brewers home games are available now. Start planning today, and a Brewers Group ticket rep will handle the rest. But hurry, tickets are moving fast. Plan your 2026 outing at brewers.com/groups.
Mark Tosher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video. Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. It's that time.
Yes, it's finally here.
Craig makes his picks of the week.
You can bet the house on it.
Picks of the week on Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin. Presented by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Currently at Chicago, 1-0.
Craig's referring to the NWSL.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. Other than our Palermo's picks are brought to us by Palermo's Pizza, who I was very disappointed because they had some good Palermo's up in the freezer here on Friday. But I was headed straight to the Brewers game, so I wasn't going to take it in the car and have it all defrost and all that because it was kind of warm out. It is awesome working with Palermo's because you get to see all the different products. We get to taste all the different things they have, which is just absolutely fantastic. You know, Screamin' Sicilian isn't just a pizza brand. There are so many different things within the Screamin' Sicilian family. The Stranger Things pizza, we always talk about how good the crust is on that. Urban pie, Palermo's thin crust, so many good things, all made here in Wisconsin. Well, many of which are made here in Wisconsin and owned by Palermo's Pizza. It is so great to be able to support a Wisconsin company doing such amazing things. And I think a little pizza for the lottery today. Draft lottery at 2:30. So speaking of the NBA, we haven't talked much about it. We did mention the Knicks and the Pistons in the last segment. What are you guys thinking this Eastern Conference is going to go without the Milwaukee Bucks? Who you got to win the East?
Yeah, give me the Knicks. They look really, really good right now.
Yeah, the Knicks turned it on and turned it around, and they have looked really good, just beating the heck out of the 76ers. So.
Man, as someone who grew up as a Knicks fan, it's like the Knicks are probably how everyone feels about their team when you haven't won in your lifetime. You know, the Knicks have not won in my lifetime. And obviously I don't have the same emotional connection I did, pre-Bucks involvement and before.
Well, I hate to break it to you. They might win the East.
Yeah.
I mean, when the
I don't think they're winning
took care of the Celtics.
Yeah. I mean, it is open. The Thunder, by the way, have yet to play a strong game in my mind against the Lakers, and they're up 3-0 with 3 massive victories. Obviously, no Luka.
Where's Luka? He's not really in Spain, is he?
No, he's on the bench.
So he was on the bench this last game?
Yeah, he's been on the bench. He is
not the whole series.
Where did you get Spain from?
Yeah, no, that was before the last series. He popped out. No, that was before the playoffs. He's been on the bench for every game.
I got him. Okay.
8-week injury he has, and we're just getting into almost week 6.
He'll be back next year.
So, Spurs? Spurs. Can the Spurs beat the Thunder?
Yes,
they beat
can.
them 4 out of 5 in the regular season.
I think so.
I would have chose Minnesota if Minnesota didn't lose Dante and Anthony Edwards coming off an injury. I would have.
That Spurs Thunder series is what I hope we get. Obviously in the Western Conference Final, that would be a barn burner.
I'm not counting out the Wolves yet. If the Wolves tied at 2, which is absolutely possible, I mean they are tested. The Wolves have won series each of the last 3 years. They've won 5 playoff series in the last 3 years. I give them an absolute chance. I would not sleep on them yet. Assuming Ant is getting healthier as we go on, I would not completely sleep on. I wouldn't just say it's a gentleman's sweep and this thing's over. But We will see. We will see. Appreciate you being with us. Happy Mother's Day again to all of the moms. Stay healthy, stay together, survive today, thrive tomorrow. Don't settle. You've been listening to Sunday Karma. ESPN Wisconsin. Kyle, send us out. Peace.
This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian